G'day traders, Mindset Reset. It's Wednesday, aka Free Cash Wednesday, and it did not disappoint. Today I'm going to talk about some important things that hopefully will help traders that have been struggling. It will reinforce some simple concepts to traders that nailed opportunities today. There was several opportunities for free cash on Free Cash Wednesday. Couple of things. I know there's traders that are struggling. They're missing trades. They're getting chopped up into poor quality setups. I'm going to do a video later today that is actually going to really point out the obvious and how simple today was. And number one, I'm going to talk about clarity. Traders, if you haven't got the track record or the skill set yet, or the experience under your belt, or the consistency, narrow things down to one or two charts. Be willing to watch those and accept that no matter what happens, you'll deal with the outcome. Whether you think you missed out on an index trade, or you're trading the indexes and you got chopped up, or you got in too early, or whatever that may be, or you missed the trade on gold, pick a major currency pair, something that, you know, again, on Free Cash Wednesday, it comes back to a really basic setup. Day one, day two, day three. And I'm going to go over something today in later technical video that will show you how simple the playbook really is. So that brings me to number two. So number one is clarity. You need to develop clarity and simplification. Shut all your other charts off, because I know there's people, they got 10 charts up and they're jumping around looking for something that's moving or it's going, and they're going to catch a move here and catch a move there, and you've missed the whole concept of a day three parabolic, opening range, initial balance. So we're going to talk about that later today. So simplification, getting rid of all the other charts, narrowing, picking one or two that you think meet the criteria, and then going back to the playbook, the universal entry criteria for a day three parabolic, and taking that trade, managing your risk, and looking for a measured move range expansion target. That is the goal on day three, which brings me to point number two. On day three, I'm looking for a market that is potentially going to give me a range expansion for a parabolic trend trade opportunity. If it's a reversal trade, that's a different scenario, because like we saw in the S&P 500, we saw a reversal opportunity on the DJ30 that opened out of balance. It opened out of balance at the high of the day, the high of the week. Remember what I said, if a market opens out of balance, it has the potential to seek new value or return to its value area. It went straight to closing price. S&P did a measured move first red day. So getting very specific and understanding what you're looking for. I'm looking for range expansions because they offer asymmetrical risk reward. We're going to go through some charts today, and it's going to really hit home. So clarification, range expansion opportunities on day three. And number three, patience. We had major red news at 8:15, non-farm ADP. So right away, everybody's looking to trade the news. And as I keep repeating this, don't trade the news. If you're not consistent, or if you're not producing your income from trading, why are you trading the news? That's a get rich quick, I hope I get this trade scenario. That is not what the playbook is about. So the first bounce opportunity is once you've developed that skill set. But let's talk about non-farm ADP. We did not see any explosive volatility at 8:15 on non-farm ADP. The Canadian dollar had a GDP at 8:30. What is the golden rule? I talk about 4 types of news candle releases on the first minute of any major red news. I'm not going to talk about that today. I've talked about it in previous videos. I don't want you trading the news unless you already have that skill set honed. You should not be trading the news. But after the news is released, what do we do when there's no wicks, there's no first bar setup, there's no first bounce setup? What do? We go back to our normal thesis. It's day three. Now the major red news is off the schedule. We can trade as per normal. Now, I talk about oil opening up at 9 a.m. It tends to come to life at 9 a.m. Index is 9:30. Currency, you can trade when they give you the trade setup. I've talked about that. That's in the playbook. It says right in there in the timings. So that brings me to my next point. The playbook is simplified. It is simplified in the macro picture. Now, what's happened with the playbook, though, is people have convoluted other concepts and mixed everything in there. And that's part of the problem. It is simplified. It is very, very simple. And today's video this afternoon is going to show you how simple it is. So, I've talked about out of balance markets. I've talked about timings, levels, behavior of price. But day 3 parabolics. Day 3 parabolics. No major red news on the calendar. I'm not talking about the Fed. I'm talking about the US 12 candle window. You could have picked any of the 5 major pairs. I'm not going to include Aussie, New Zealand. I haven't even looked at them, so I don't even know what they've done today, but I'm going to talk about Japanese yen, Swiss franc, pound, euro, Canadian dollar. You could have gotten any one of those today with the universal entry criteria after major red news and been in profits. Day 3, just stuck to the playbook. So if you've been chopped up, this afternoon's video will help you. And I will reinforce that if you're still struggling, to step back and look for Wednesday, Friday, Free Cash Wednesday, Free Cash Friday, the day 3 parabolic opportunities. So think about this. If you're counter trending or getting chopped up or looking to be counter trending after the news and a market is in a day 3 potential range expansion, then you'll understand why you'll get stopped out or blown out. Because you're counter trending a market that is potentially on a range expansion. Now, let's talk about the first part of the week. We had gold pumping, first hour, pumping with no fundamental changes in information. We had other time frame traders in the market. Today, we had no pumping. We had 3 levels of rise for 100 pip box, but no major release. We were out of balance again. We're outside of Monday's opening range. New York session opens outside of the first hour high, 1 hour. The other time frame traders are driving this move. There is no evidence of a reversal. We've already had major red news released. We are in a range expansion outside of Monday's opening range, targeting Tuesday's high of the week. Now, this afternoon's video is going to talk about all of this in a really simple message that was delivered to all of us and has been delivered to all of us repeatedly that will help you identify the best trade candidates on a day 3. And one of the simplest setups that's in the playbook for parabolic opportunity on day 3 that is right out of the playbook, aligned with the universal entry criteria. So I know that some people have gotten frustrated. And again, I'm going to reinforce simplification. You're convoluting other information in there. It's been diluted down into things that it's not. It's a really simple process. Day 1, day 2, day 3, reset. Day 1, day 2, day 3. Wait for major red news to be released. Go back to work. Hit the trade. Manage your risk. Understand what a range expansion opportunity sets up as. And if you took a reversal opportunity, understand the opportunity on that. That's still a range expansion opportunity of a high and low of our range. Last point for today, and on that, I had a few questions regarding the community posts. When the market sets up, indexes especially, we have a high and a low of the day. If we've triggered other time frame traders in the market, first hour is still before the New York session opens at 9:30 a.m. So when we get higher highs or lower lows, that is a range expansion. We readjust those levels. Range expansion. Opening range, initial balance, okay? First hour of the US session may expand the range. We saw that on the DJ30. Push, push, third push to the high, first 5-minute reversal, pin hammer, out of balance market. 75 pips from the closing price. Several traders nailed that. It was a fantastic trade. It's a reversal trade. Straightforward, high of day to closing price. But again, I'm going to go over some of these in the technical video this afternoon, but a really important message is going to be in that video about how simple the playbook is. So I will reinforce to traders to please step back. Stop chasing stuff. Narrow things down to 1 or 2 instruments. Really get focused. Don't worry about 10 other charts and jumping around to see what's moving. Focus on a really simple model. Today's video will hammer that home. I'm going to just sort of go at that because mixing all this other stuff and convoluting down what's been simplified, you will find out. In closing, I will say this. If you stick with this long enough and you're diligent and you're patient and you really grasp the simple concepts, you will come full circle back to the playbook and understand how simple it really is. So I appreciate you, and I congratulate the traders that did nail it, because it's a really simple model. Even with opening range, initial balance, Asia London, coil, consolidation for an explosive move. And after the news, just had a fantastic workout, range expansion opportunities. Euro, pound, reversals back to the high of the week. We'll talk about those as well. But so simplification, get focused. Don't follow 20 charts. Get some runs on the board. Just, RBIs, singles, get singles. Build your confidence up by just executing some perfect trade setups. Now that just in closing, I want to talk about just one thing. If a trader takes a 25 pip perfect 3-session opportunity and it gives them 25 pips, and another trader takes a different instrument and gets 75, and they both execute flawlessly and they both manage their risk, extracted profits, the maximum amount of profit from that opportunity, one is not necessarily cleaner than the other. It's just a trade. So I don't like that idea that this was cleaner than that or anything else. If a trade was there and a trader executes that, and they've executed that instrument and that setup flawlessly, congratulations to them. If a trader chooses a different instrument based on what their skill set dictates, or they were able to identify that opportunity, then that's an awesome trade as well. But it doesn't matter whether you missed out on a 75 pip one or you got a 25 pip one. As long as you executed flawlessly on a rinse and repeat setup, that's what matters. Scale it up in size. You're going to get better at work at identifying the best instrument, or maybe the better opportunity for a larger asymmetrical risk-reward opportunity on the day. Keeping things really simple, you'll realize simplification is what allows you to reproduce some simple concepts over and over again. And the ones that are seeing it are just sitting there, like Jim Rogers says, waiting until the money's laying on the floor over in the corner and walking over, bending down, and picking it up. The more you step back and watch and observe, and today's video will help you, I promise. Clarification, just get clarity. Just close the other 20 charts and pick one or two and just look at them. If you've got the right instrument with the right criteria, and then waiting, it doesn't matter. Just get really good at executing flawlessly and identifying opportunities for parabolic free cash, whatever it's Monday, Tuesday, or Wednesday, Thursday or Friday. So in closing, no, I don't just trade Wednesday and Friday. There are parabolic opportunities every day, most weeks. They may not be as big as some weeks, but there are opportunities every day, and there are 3-day opportunities, and there are high of week, low of week opportunities, low of week, high of week opportunities over the course of a weekly template. So keep getting better, traders. Congratulations. Don't get frustrated. If you've had a challenging day or a challenging time getting consistent, today's video will help you. I promise. Keep getting better. It's a winnable game, and it's a game of constant progress. No matter where you're at, it's a game of constant progress. 1% better every single day. Congratulations. Have a great day, and may the markets go with you.